Hi guys, welcome to another video from Accounting 1, Dr. Turner Gray again. Today we're going to talk about 5-4 or Chapter 5, Section 4. In this one we are doing petty cash, and what petty cash is it is a cash fund that we use to make small purchases basically. A lot of times it's in a little lockbox, usually like the receptionist or someone is going to have it just to pay for different things that might come up, like maybe the postman comes and brings a package that you need to, it's like charge on account, like you need to pay something for it. So that's what it's using. And you can just definitely always have a receipt to prove those things. So the amount of cash kept on hand and used for making small payments is called petty cash. Petty cash is a new account that we'll have, which is an asset that goes right under cash in your asset accounts when you're doing your chart of accounts, because it is very liquid. It's just like cash, right? So cash is first, petty cash is always second. And it's an asset account, acts just like an asset account. We increase with the debit, we decrease with the credit. Our normal balance side is a debit. So on January 19th, we paid cash to establish a petty cash fund, check number 8. So what would happen in this case is we would write a check for $100 to petty cash, and we would go to the bank and cash it, and that establishes our petty cash fund. So we would increase petty cash and decrease regular cash. So on our journal, the way it goes is, of course, we write the date first. Then we write the title of the account and the debit, which is petty cash for 100. Then we credit the cash column for 100. And then we do a source document for C8, which is check number 8, of course. And that establishes our petty cash fund. Now we're going to be using that money, and we're going to have to get it back up to 100 every time, we use money out of it. I usually, whenever I run my business, I usually keep about 500 on hand, only because there's a lot of stuff that I do with petty cash, and it's just easier for me than having to write a check, especially since I have a full-time day job and nobody's really there except for my receptionist. So I want her to have enough money to do whatever she needs to do, like if I need some forms bought or things like that. So it's up to you to establish the petty cash, but 100 is pretty common. Making payments from a petty cash fund. So we have these petty cash slips. They look like this. Mine don't look like that, but basically they have the same stuff. They're numbered so that you have proof. There's date, what it's paid to, what it's for, the amount, and then what the account it's going to be under and who approves it. That's where I would sign, or whoever you give authorization to use the petty cash would sign. Then when you get a receipt, of course, you're going to attach your receipt to that. A petty cash on hand amount that is less than a recorded amount is cash short. So let's say I have like 3 or 4 different things that it's been used for, but when I add up my cash and add in what I've used, it's short like $3. That means I'm cash short. If, let's say I do it and I'm over, like I have $3 extra, then it's called cash over. And the custodian of the petty cash fund prepares the petty cash report when the petty cash fund is to be replenished. Now, the custodian is not the person that's sweeping up like here at school. The custodian is the person that is in charge of the petty cash fund. So that would be your receptionist, or that would be the owner, whoever it is that's in charge. So this is what a petty cash report looks like. You put the date, you put the name of the custodian, and if you're doing it, this is yours name. And then we're going to put all of what we paid. So we're going to start with the $100 we put in, and we're going to put everything we paid for. So miscellaneous expense, advertising expense, whatever, postage expense, add them up, and the total payments are $34. So we're going to put it over for $34. How much cash do you have left on hand? $66, or you should have $66, but you only have $65 on hand. So that means you're $1 short, which means you need to replenish that $1 as a cash short or over, and meaning that the check you need to write to replenish it is $35. Now we're going to take this and we're going to have to journalize it, right? So the account title is cash short and over. Cash short, you're going to put a debit. Cash over, you credit. And it is a expense account. It just doesn't say expense. Your account balance. So for the more likely, your account normal balance is just going to be a debit. The reason why we usually say it's a debit is it's more likely that your cash is going to be short than over. On January 31st, we are replenishing the cash fund. So we have to know what we spent it on. So $35 was the total, miscellaneous expense of 20, advertising of 14, cash short and over for $1, and the check number is 11. So we have all those accounts, right? The way we journalize it is down here. We put the date. We put the account names. We put the total amounts and the $1, and then our total cash payment, and then, of course, our source document. You will never do anything to petty cash again except when you're establishing it. There's no petty cash. We are booking it to the individual expenses that we spent money on, not to petty cash. Once you do the $100 for petty cash or however much it is, it just stays there. The only time we would do something to petty cash again is, let's say we decide we had 100 and we decide we need more, like 500. Then we would book to petty cash again. Other than that, there is never anything booked to petty cash. Never, never, never. It's always booked to the expenses and cash short and over. Okay? Never. Now, if this was cash over, we would do a credit for $1, if that makes sense. So why do businesses use petty cash funds? For making small cash payments for which writing a check is not time or cost effective. Okay. So let's go ahead and go to our NGL sync, and let's go to our end of lesson review for 5-4 and the work together problem. So it's telling us information that we need to put in. So prepare a petty cash report for November 30th of the current year using the following information. Okay, so we know it's November 30th. The custodian is going to be, you're going to put student signature. Total fund is, so our amount of our fund is $200. Now, we made payments, right? Petty cash slips supported payments of $24 for postage and $20 for miscellaneous. So postage expense is going to be, 24. And then miscellaneous is going to be 20. So the total payments are $44, and I bring it over here. Now, recorded, the amount on hand. So we should have $200 minus 44, which is $156, right? And on this case, it's saying that we have $154. So the actual amount on hand is $154. So how much are we short? We're short $2. So we need to put that $2 there. And so we need to write our check for $46 to replenish our fund. So let's grade step 1. Okay, so that's correct, no errors. Now let's go to the next step. And we're going to journalize it. And they give us all the information we need. So we're doing this on November the 30th. And so we are writing a check for postage expense. And this is check number it actually doesn't tell us what check, so let's look on transactions. Oh, look, I messed up. So why did it say August 30th? Oh, I guess it's November 30th. Okay. So November 1st, we're establishing our petty cash fund. So that's going to be first. So that's petty cash. And it's check number 84. And that is a debit and then a credit to cash. That's the only time we book petty cash, remember? And on the 30th, we are replenishing the petty cash fund for $86. We need to go back to our petty cash report. So I was trying to do this without establishing the fund before. So postage expense and miscellaneous expense. And then cash short or over. Short and over. And this check number was 86. So we're going to put C86. And we know that we are writing the check for whatever the amount is, $46. So $24 here, $20 here, and then for whatever we're short, which is the $2, and then our credit is going to be to cash for the whole amount, $46. Okay, and that's it. Go ahead and click to have it graded. Oh, it's supposed to be check number 64, guys, so that's fine. Just make sure you read it better than I do. And then save and continue. Now go ahead and do your on your own problem and let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.